a lot. I do feel a little bit underdressed, I must admit. I must have not read the memo. But anyway, I'm very happy to stay here, to be here at this award. And also, I'm, the only thing between you and the interesting part of the evening, the actual awards. So don't worry, it won't take too long, 10 minutes or so, and we'll be done if we get the presentation live. Oh, that was quick. Okay, so next couple of minutes, next 10 minutes or so, we're going to talk about AI and how it affects marketing in the near and possibly not so near term. If you go back a little bit in history of online marketing, if you will, you had two distinct streams. You had the TV-derived, graphics-oriented video display stream, sometimes referred to as branding. And below that, or not below that, but next to that, you had the text-based stream, performance-based marketing, a lot of search with that, and they were really separated from each other. Over the years, we all got a little bit smarter and invented a lot of things, a lot of new formats, a lot of new ideas, a lot of new things that are crossover between branding and performance. And this has been continuing quite for some time, and it's really difficult sometimes to navigate this ecosystem. And we believe that this development is probably too fragmented to continue forever. And we believe that at some point, the bigger brands will focus on telling stories, creating relevant stories, culturally relevant stories, and then have to have an ocean of assets below that. So all these little green dots, all these millions of assets you need to promote your brand stories. And the question obviously that arises is, how do we actually use all these assets and how do we organize these assets so that they work to build the brand? And this is exactly where AI comes in. So if we look at AI in this kind of pyramid thing and to see where the different stages are, we're basically sort of still at the bottom. AI delivers. So if you have a campaign running on Google or on any of the big platforms, you're already using AI. AI is used to optimize the campaigns, to make them more efficient, to make them more effective. This is already running. That's a billion-dollar industry and it's very, very robust. The next iteration we're in now is AI assembles. Basically, take in all the assets, take in the audience data, take in marketing objectives, putting them all together and make it a great campaign that delivers the right ad to the right user at the right time. The next iteration, and is sort of already started, is AI tunes. Use AI to generate creatives, not to generate them, but to alter them. Like the famous example of an Indian TV spot where the presenter names 100 different cities in the very same spot, and that's done with AI. So you can localize spots, you can personalize spots, you can alter creatives, flip them, rotate them, and so on and so on. And AI is very good at this and can do this, but this is still pretty much explorative and experimentation. And then, at some point, many people think you will just put in a prompt and tell the AI, please generate me a great campaign that is doing A, B, and C. We're probably a bit away from this, but it's definitely an area everybody is exploring right now. But as I said, the immediate significance of AI for us is here. So the opportunity to use AI as a great assembler of all kinds of assets, of audience data, of everything, to build great campaigns. And at Google, we have different campaign types. One is called Demand Gen, another one is called PMax, you may have heard of it. But what it does, it takes all these assets, it takes first-party data, it takes audience signals from other sources, puts them, feeds them into the machine, and then plays them out to a very large audience on, again, a variety of platforms. And that is in place for quite some time now, and the results are really, really good. Two reasons: effectiveness, so marketing objectives are reached with these kind of campaigns, and of course efficiency. You cannot do this manually, or if you did, it's just simply too much effort. It's simply not worth it. So effectiveness and efficiency are the key factors. What's interesting though, that in this new world, it's a lot more creatives you need, because you have all these different platforms, all these different asset types, and so back in the day, remember the first slide, you maybe had 15 to 20 creatives, now it can go into the thousands. And that's a real challenge. Where do we get all these creatives from that are now needed? Especially for the platforms where you might not be active already. YouTube Shorts, for instance, is a really new platform, and a lot of times people ask, so what is the creative I can use there best? And that's why I brought a couple of examples of great creatives that are to be used here. So the obvious starting point is your TV commercial. Most companies have a TV commercial. Not every TV commercial really works well on every platform, but also something AI can do. You can adapt it to the vertical mode. And it looks really good. So as you can see here, they are pretty powerful creatives. The next iteration is to use what you have on social assets. Here you see an example from a beauty company and also personal finance companies. They use content they generated that's generated by creators, by influencers for them, and they use as ads and play out across the network. But of course, not one ad will do everything for you. So it's important to differentiate between marketing objectives. So this is an example from Mercado Libre in Latin America, a retailer. They have one ad that is specifically for awareness, to drive awareness. Another one using a celebrity specifically to create consideration. And the last piece here is drive conversions, drive purchases, and they use an influencer for this. But of course, you're not limited to this. This whole idea of using AI technology is also about experimentation. So this is a case where Sony Pictures, a movie studio, their goal was to create consideration for their movie, because for a movie there's no online conversion. You have to go to the movie theater. So what they want you to say is, I want to see this movie. And so they used different creators. They used the classic trailer, they used a TikTok trailer, a Shorts trailer, and also they used some editorial material they had produced in one of their press channels. And much to their surprise, the editorial organic one, it was of course used as an ad, was the one that drove the most consideration. And that was really interesting for them, and it proves the point that experimentation is really key. So, where do we start? If we know all this, still the question is, what do we do tomorrow? Where do we start this whole process? And I brought another amazing GIF here, the last one, almost the last one, and this really exhaustive list of things to do. And you might read the list and say, yeah, well, I know that. I mean, I know that we need data, but fact of the matter is that many companies and many agencies don't have really control of their data, like first-party data in the sense of that you actually can use your first-party data, that you have the necessary consent, that you have all the assets organized in one place, and things like that. And with AI, if you feed the machine with bad data, the results are not going to be good. It's not going to work for you. Second piece, obviously, is the marketing objective. With these more complex tools, it's really even more important to clearly laser focus, define what the marketing objective is. What is it you actually want to achieve, like in the Mercado Libre example, where they used different creators for that. And the last piece is experimentation. It's really the only way to learn how these things actually work. And the best way is to talk to your friendly Google representative or another platform if you wish, and do things, try stuff out, and make it happen. And remember, you're not competing with AI, you're competing with other marketeers also using AI. Thank you very much.